and welcome back to Showshaw. Yes, where news meets reality with a mix of truth, sarcasm, and clarity. Tonight, we've got a packed show covering the stories everybody's talking about, specifically on the social media, because it's going to be talking about the celebrity moments, not only that, to the controversies in the global market, to technology, and definitely the sports drama, from stories of heroism to the empowerment and historic firsts. Yes, we're talking about that very soon, and the digital innovation. So we've got it all covered. So let's dive in right now. Yes, the segment one begins with Pakistani hero who actually saves life in Oman's flood. Our first story comes from Barka, Oman, where a sudden flood turned dry riverbeds into a fast-flowing, life-threatening streams. Yes, a car carrying two Indian nationals got trapped, drifting helplessly in the flood while bystanders froze. Shahzad Khan, a Pakistani worker, bravely stepped into the whole situation and the raging waters, and he smashed the windows and pulled the boat passengers out to safety, risking his own life in the process. The rescue video has gone viral all across Pakistan, India, Oman, with all the social media users actually praising him as a symbol of courage and humanity beyond borders. Yes, that is how we actually work. When we talk about helping somebody, that's one thing that needs to be out there. But authorities are also now considering the official recognition of Shahzad Khan's bravery as a reminder in that crucial and critical moment. One person can make all that bigger difference. Well, kudos definitely to him, and we hope to see a better future in terms of how we can help each other in every possible way. Yes, Rawalpindi electric bus expansion and the Kacheri Chowk upgrade is going to be the topic we're going to discuss. Yes, Rawalpindi is seeing a major transformation in the urban transport. The Kacheri Chowk is remodeling. The project is almost 75% complete, aiming to ease the congestion in one of the biggest and busiest cities intersections. Yes, at the same time, phase 2 of the electric bus system is progressing with 8 new bus stops at strategic points, which include Fatma Jinnah Women University, District Courts, Adiala Road, Lal Kurdi, the old airport road currently, of course, and 45 electric buses are to be operating in the same spot and 7 different routes. But once phase 2 is complete, the fleet will expand to 120 buses all across. Yes, and adding more than 10 more connecting routes to Rawat, T Chowk, Soa Bridge, Sadr, and Rawalpindi. Yes, and that's the whole prospect, and it would also include the railway station, and the dedicated bus lanes will ensure faster and smoother travel, reducing traffic pressure and the emission. So we're looking forward for that. Authorities say the project represents a step forward to a cleaner and smarter and a more accessible public transport for the betterment of us all Pakistanis. Well, I think looking forward for that 100%. Yes, another social media controversy we're going to talk about during PSL match. Yes, now moving to a developing story in cricket, and that is the world of controversy that is to continue right now. Yes, Naseem Shah, as Pakistan Cricket Board has taken a disciplinary action against him during the PSL season 11. Fast bowler Naseem Shah found himself in the center of social media storm. The PCB has issued a show cause notice to Naseem Shah for allegedly violating the terms of his contract for the fact that, as per the media policy, because he has been directed to submit a response within a specific time frame, after which the board will decide whether further action should be taken accordingly. This comes after the controversial and unauthorized post on his digital X account referred to a PCB tweet showing Mariam Nawaz being welcomed by the PCB chairman Mohsin Naqvi, questioning why she was treated like Queen at the Lords. The post went sparkingly viral and everybody started having a debate, but the post was instantaneously deleted from the whole situation. But Naseem Shah came up with the controversy and the story and the prospect that he probably thought that his account had been hacked, and the post is not his own perspective that he did. It was a misinformation that actually took place. That's why he took the post out and he deleted it. But nonetheless, it is being concluded, and right now, Mariam Nawaz is also attending the PSL grand opening at the Gaddafi Stadium, and the team were there, the team owners were there, and they were extending the best wishes. But in the digital world right now, everybody, I would request you all, so you need to be very careful whenever you choose your words when it comes to typing or maybe leaving a tweet, because it's going to leave a digital print behind and it would leave a lot of question marks. But anyways, this was that news. Let's step into the next news. Yes, in trade and logistics, Pakistan ports are witnessing an unprecedented boom. Yes, recent reports show 1,400% increase in container handling, and the transshipment volumes are growing because of the global shipping disruption all across the Middle East, forcing all the international operators to seek alternative routes. Yes, major ports are now reporting record activity, including Karachi Port, Port Qasim, and Gwadar Port. For instance, in generally, Karachi handled 8,313 containers, in just 24 days, surpassing its total from back all of actually 2025. So the terminal level contributions, when we talk about South Asia, Pakistan terminal, it's 5,286 containers, and if we talk about Hudson Port, it's about 1,827 containers. Karachi Gateway Terminal are 1,200 containers. The surge positions Pakistan into a very key regional trade hub potentially, and attracting long-term investment perspective and strengthening roles in the global shipping networks and boosting the economic growth for Pakistan. Yes, the FIA is now investigating Dr. Fazila Abbasi. Yes, in Islamabad, obviously it all took place. The FIA is now investigating an alleged financial irregularity involving Dr. Fazila Abbasi, sister of actor Hamza Ali Abbasi. FIA finding indicates millions of US dollars and dirhams transferred abroad through a joint account with her mother and her brother. But it still is in a situation because Hamza Ali Abbasi also left a tweet saying that he was not or never was a part of this whole situation. So his name should not be brought into account when it comes to the situation scenario that has been created in terms of her sister's account. So just to make it very clear, I just thought that I'd break out the news because a lot of news outlets out there are trying to portray that all of them were involved, but it's an individual entity perspective, so I think we need to address that. I'm sure the law and order will definitely look into the whole situation and understand that who the victim is and how exactly did it work. So there were only basically 3 accounts declared in tax returns, and suspicion transaction included $200,000 documented in the name of a driver and friends, while other millions had no valid receipts, and over 1.3 million was transferred without notifying the Federal Board of Revenue, raising tax money and laundering concerns. And despite inquiries, Dr. Fazila failed reported to provide an acceptable evidence to the authorities, and now they're scrutinizing multiple business entity and trying to get deep into the probe. Well, let's see how this clears up in the future. Once it does, we'll definitely have a clear picture, because this definitely embezzlement on the prospect in terms of money laundering is about 25.2 billion. So I think it's a huge amount, but nonetheless, let's see how things unfold. And yes, petrol subsidy goes digital app. Yes, that's another initiative in terms of the app to merge the energy crisis. Pakistan is going digital with fuel subsidy. Yes, the Ministry of IT and Telecom has developed a mobile application to provide subsidized petrol eligible consumers. Yes, key details would include definite 24,000 mobile phones procured for 12,000 petrol pumps, 2 nozzles per pump designated for subsidized fuel. Motorcycles, when we talk about them, 20 liters per month. Cars would be up to 800 cc pending, in the final allocation. The digital voucher can track fuel usage and preventing quota abuse. Yes, the National IT Board will determine and determine the pricing, while the oil market and the companies coming to the situation of purchasing and distributing this device. Well, looking forward for that. I think technological jump, but let's hope the technology works. But anyways, I think it's pretty much clear on what's happening all across the globe. Yes, when we talk about the war that's happening, it's still underway in terms of Iran and the US, and the conflict will continue because there are a lot of statements that have come up to a point that, President Trump has been changing. So we currently don't really know which part of the story is going to be true. Iran is still at the hold, and they're trying their level best to stick around to the hold for the fact that they are pursuing the war only because the United States of America played their part in obviously being the sole survivors and handlers in terms of helping Israel. But nonetheless, let's see how things unfold, because we do not want the war escalation, because that would definitely be boring, heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, because it's not easy while living in a warful country and a warful situation. Anyways, guys, take good care. It was nice, lovely talking to you. I hope you guys enjoyed the news. Till then, take good care of yourselves. Have a safe weekend. Till then, bye-bye.